There, yours are. And no, I can't take that caravan with me when we relocate. Someone asked. I would love to, but I can't because I don't have to build a veranda for it. Even if I can't even build a bloody shed in town. If I'm in a residential area, the shed's got to be 10 feet. And it has to be their rules. 10 feet. It's got to be yeah, only that's 10 foot by I think 8 foot or something like that. Not very big. So basically, you can only have a garden shed. That's all they're going to let you have. So they're too communist in Mildura. So if we're going to live in town in Mildura, I've got to live in the outskirts, out in the open, not in the residential area. Because yeah, it's very, very bureaucratic. That's all I can say. So if I want a man cave, I've got to live somewhere like a place like this, out of town, away from a residential area, somewhere isolated. That you can build a shed as big as you want. Still got to have a permit and everything, but if I could build a shed something like that, that's a nice shed. That'd be a nice man cave for me. You can do that in out of town. But if you're in a residential area, a shed like that is a big no-no. They'll end up shooting you and cutting you up and eating you for dinner. They just don't like it. So yeah, we've got to try and hopefully we can get somewhere out of town when we relocate. That's the unfortunate thing about living closer to town. Yeah, it gets a bit too communist, I'm afraid. But I really hope there is a nice place somewhere out of town. We can find a good place cheap enough that already has a shed well established, and there's plenty of space because I still like to have my container and everything stored on site. I've already packed all the stuff up from under there, put it in a box, and that's in my container. It's called my fun box. So sitting there, I used them. I can still use the stuff I wanted to use, but just sitting there, they were taking up too much room. So I put them in my container in the box, so I can grab them as I need them and bring them here and put them back. It works out better that way. It frees up space in here then. It works out a lot better. I try and feel this stuff I use occasionally. I take everything out, I just use what I use and put it back in the container. It works out better that way. That's a good thing of having a container with a man cave, so that's what I really want. A nice room for a nice man cave and a container for additional storage. Container, I think you can have a container, because that's not very, like 20 foot, well maybe under certain circumstances, but in certain circumstances you may have a container, but in the middle of a residential area, nah, big no-no. So out of town's the best option. Anyway, I'm still getting the Wi-Fi to work on this. After too much messing around for some reason, but I'll do a video on it tomorrow to get it working. I might just bring it inside and just plug the wire straight into it in a landline. Get it all activated and up to date, and then show you then. Because yeah, it's really frustrating me. It worked before, but it won't work now after a fresh clean install. I did everything right, did it the same as I did before, but for some reason it's just been an arsehole to me. Anyway, I'll show you that problem tomorrow. So for now, thanks for watching.